What's up, YouTube? Rocking the letter H this time. We got 3 bars to work with. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with some hard angles. Just trying to see what feels right, see if I could feel the motion out there. That's what you want to feel. You want to feel like your letter's moving. It's not just kerplunk. You know what I mean? I'm not saying letters like that aren't dope and that you can't make them sick, but while I'm working with this alphabet, I really want to hit it with some flair, hit it with some movement, hit it with some hard angles. I want to make this thing jump off the page. I hope you're following along. So, it's only 3 bars. I'm just working around. I'm seeing if this could work. That's a little too busy. Might keep it a little bit basic and just really pound in some internals, really pop this thing out, maybe give it a clean background, bring this thing to life. I like the H's. The H's are sick. So see, I'm just going through and I'm kind of changing my angles just a bit, seeing what works, what gives it more of a dynamic look to it. It'd almost be like, it's like posing, man. You got somebody posing for a picture. If they're just sitting there, cheesing with no enthusiasm, you got to go through and you got to see, you want your letter to come to life. So like I said, outlines are important. Your colors on the inside, your 3D, your backgrounds, it brings everything together. We'll hit it with that 3D now. I'm keeping it basic. We'll come from below because I feel like it's going up just by the look of it. I'm not going to go too crazy, almost like middle low. So I'm just bringing all those angles right down to that dot. That's your vanishing point. That's where the letter's coming from. That's where our 3D is coming from. So now I have the basic look and I'm just paralleling with those lines and creating the 3D. I want to keep it about the same, width. You don't want to get too crazy and funk it all out by giving it a bunch of different widths. You can't help it sometimes. You're not going to get it spot on. Like I said, I don't have a ruler up to the screen. I'm just freestyling. There's no scripted book. I'm not looking at a piece of paper. I'm just hitting this stuff right off the top of the dome right now. Off the top of the dome. Alright, since I want to keep it basic and I'm kind of feeling darker colors this time. The last one, the letter G, was just on fire. That thing was burning my eyes. I woke up in the morning, my retina was all burned. We have to darken it up today. My eyes were burning. Give me the eye drops. Alright, now I gave it that 3D, just black. So now my color layer is, obviously it's below this 3D layer, below the outline layer, so that I'm not interfering with those lines. Because if you're doing it on the same layer, or if you're doing it on a layer that's above your outline, you're going to find it's going to take you much, much longer because you're going to be going over those lines. It's just a matter of fact. So you might as well just drop that color layer. Now, if you ever want to add layers together, shorten up that layer palette, hit that Control E to merge all your layers. So every one of these different kinds of purples, they're just on a different layer. Once I get them how I want them, I'm just going to merge them all together so that I can condense my files on the right side, my layers. I don't need 20,000 layers. If I was doing a bigger project or like a full scene or something like that, my layers would all be mapped out. They all have names. I'd know exactly which was on what. But we're doing letters today, so we're keeping it to about 10 layers. After merging and stuff like that, it'll probably be about 3. Just playing around with these colors. You gotta hit it with a rectangular box, vertical. That's the way the letter looks. It's vertical, it's going, it's looking cold right now. It's looking nice. Well, that gives me an idea. It's looking pretty cold. I might give this some shards of ice, some frostiness. So I'm just using different opacities with these different layers. I'm using the soft brush. I'm starting at about 40 opacity and I'm just lightly tapping. The more you tap, the brighter it's going to get, more towards that true color that you picked. Like I said, you're using that color picker. So I can go through all the range right there off those purples with different layers or on the same layers mess with the opacity, give it a whole different funk to it, you know, all throughout that color. When you use the color picker, it's going to go all the way to white, all the way to black, and everything in between of that color is there to use. It's like a freaking color pool. You swim around and you get covered by the color. I know I definitely want to hit the inside with a lighter like outline on the inside. Kind of searching around right now for what I should do. I could get it close to that top real light purple. I think that's what I might end up doing. All right, now I'm just going with my outline. I did decide to go with a lighter shade of the lightest purple up there. It just seems to work. So this isn't truly like a white, but like I said, when you have a color, there's a mass scale within that color that you can play with. So it's just really, really on that light scale. It's still not white, but it's definitely ain't close to that other purple, but it's got a little hint of it. Ooh, those shards are looking nice, dude. It's making it look frosty. Getting kind of cold in here, damn. It's like 95 degrees outside, but it's ice cold in here. So I'm just kind of giving it these shards, man. I'm making it look like, you know, that's the other thing. You want to make it has to flow together. You can definitely overwork your piece. I try to not do that most of the time, but you never know. But you know, the beauty of having this is if I ever felt like I was getting out of control, you just Control Z out of that thing and start from scratch. But I'm liking what I'm putting down right here. It's not too much. It's just keeping it nice and icy. I like to break up that background a little bit. It just makes it's making that letter pop. Now I'm going in that 3D and I'm just using another shade. I mean, this is literally all the same color, just throughout its whole color scale. You know, I just want to work that black a little bit, that 3D, so it's not so dominant. I want the purples to really show out of here. Keeping it nice and simple, like little like ghosty. My opacity's at like 26. I'm just working the pen so it doesn't get too crazy. I don't want that purple on that 3D to overtake the actual 3D. It's still got to give it that look, you know. It's still got to pop off that background. Like you can see in these corners, you don't have a lot to work with, so you have to be precise on trying to keep it the same, you know, give it a little bit of that black border still. But you know, there's not a lot because it's coming right to that bottom center. So it does it's kind of got a different, you know, the 3D is not going to look the same. All right, so that 3D is a little bit done. We got it in there. We still got that black border so you can tell where the 3D is. And now I'm going to hit it with a little bit more ice just on the back of this H. I'm liking those ghosty little, it's like frosty smoke, like when you crack open a nice fresh beverage. It's like that frosty smoke. Yeah, it's making it look sick. I mean, honestly, you could work this letter and just really get sick with it, like some ghost skulls in there. Like you could play around with this. And like I said, this is all in like a crazy purple color scale. Just different hues all the way through it. Purplish hue. Well, just got done with the letter H. Hope you enjoyed it. It's frosty, it's cold, it's ice cold in here. I need to go grab a jacket. We're in California, it's 95 degrees outside, but I'm freaking freezing in here. That H was so cold. So while I go grab this jacket, go ahead and hit the subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to see your artwork if you're following along. Hit me up on Twitter, Evayde1. See you on the next video. Peace.